Okay, so now we're going to take an important step towards data science using Python. And Pandas, so this lecture will introduce Pandas. Pandas is one of the most important libraries in Python, which you can use to manipulate data sets. Now it has a built-in object called data frame, which is basically data in a tabulated form. So let's see how you can create a data frame. So Pandas, if you're using Pandas, or if you want to use Pandas, you have to first import it so that you can use the functions associated with Pandas. So the convention is that we import Pandas as PD. So that's the convention. You can import it as anything, but we stick with convention, and so we'll always import Pandas as PD. So whenever you type in PD, Python is going to know that you're going to use Pandas. Now we have discussed dictionaries, right? So one of the reasons I chose dictionaries as a topic to review in the beginning is because it is important to know dictionaries so that you can create data frames. So let's start with the dictionary, and these are so this is again the key, this is the value. So the key is the name, and the values are test scores of students. Now, how do you convert this dictionary into a data frame? You can use the data frame function or method. So this is PD. So you start with PD, which means pandas dot data frame, right? And so this is a pandas function, and in the parentheses you type in the dictionary. So this is a dictionary. Now then if you print it out, you'll see that your dictionary has now been converted into a data frame, and you can see that these are the three students, right? So they're now distributed on columns, and the scores are distributed in rows. Now we've called this data frame df. You can check the shape of the data frame by typing in df.shape. So you can see that's a 3x3 data frame, so 3 rows, 3 columns, and these are the names of the columns, right? And these are the indices of the rows. Now you can also get the column names. So if you type in df.columns, you get the names of the columns. As you can see, these are the names of the columns. And object type, data type is object, which is you can see a string in this case. Now you can also transpose if you want. This is just to illustrate. So we don't do this a lot, but in case you want to transpose, means you flip the rows and the columns. You can also do that. So in this case, the row is now the student name, and the column is the score. So that's with that capital T method that you can transpose. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue with this transposed data frame. So you can do this in Pandas. You can just give it the same name, which I did. If you want, you can give it a different name. That's also fine. So I've said that the transposed is just equal to df also, and so you can see it's transposed. And now what we can do is we can also give names. So you can see that names of the columns in this case are 0, 1, and 2, right? Which we don't want. These are let's say quiz scores, and so we want to change the names to quiz 1. So initially this was 0, 1, and this is 2, right? So now we're going to change the names of the columns to quiz 1, quiz 2, and quiz 3. So now this is a well organized data frame, and so now we can basically extract data out of this data frame. So let's see how to do that. So let's say you want to get the quiz scores of all the students, quiz 1 scores of all the students. So let's see how we do that. In Pandas, you can use the square brackets, which is typically used for indexing in Python. So if you type in the column name quiz_1, you get the scores of the students. So you can see this is this complete column with the names associated, so you get the names also. And you can also extract anything out of this. So if you want to, this is, you can see that this is oh yeah, let's point this out. This is these are integers, so Python specified that the data types of this column is integers. Now you can also, so this is index 0, this is 1, this is 2. So now if you choose to extract the scores out for, let's say, Chan, you can use the index 1 and, you know, further again square brackets, you get 48, which is the score of the student Chan. You can also get multiple columns if you want to extract out multiple columns. Let's say quiz 1 and quiz 3. You can do that also. You just need additional, you can notice the additional square brackets, right? And so this is like a list within the square brackets, and that you can use to get multiple columns. And so you can see that quiz 2 is not displayed, but quiz 1 and quiz 3 are. Now let's say that you want, so you can also use df.quiz1. That's another notation. So this is going to do the same thing. You can see that this is one notation. So I'm going to use both. I like the dot notation more. So I'm going to be using that more, but some cases I might use this one also. So make sure you note that this is the same as that, right? As the square brackets in the previous slide I showed. And so I've done the exact same thing over here, where we extracted the score of Chan by using the dot method instead of the square brackets as we did over here. Okay. Now let's say you wanna index. So we saw that you can index you know, by using square brackets or double square brackets, but Pandas has more methods that are more powerful and you know, much more useful than this basic method, and that is the ILOC method. So this is like integer location method or index location method.